Hello and welcome to Vintage Movie Nights. I am Joe, with me is Ryan, and this is a channel where we watch, usually, vintage movies. But we've been doing something a little differently recently, and we've been launching trailers and doing deep dives and a lot of other stuff. And so today, we're going to be doing something a little different again, and we're going to be watching a trailer. And this trailer, Ryan, is going to be Jurassic World Rebirth, which dropped at the time of recording this today.
The second trailer, I think you said, right?
Official trailer number 2, which I don't think I even watched official trailer number 1. So, but this is official trailer 2 we're going to watch. So I'll go first. So I got to be honest. I have not seen a lot of the recent Jurassic Park movies. I've obviously watched the original from 1994, which is also a vintage movie that we should watch at some point. In fact, I think we should watch all the Jurassic Park movies and then rank them.
Yeah. It was 93, by the way.
Oh, 93. Okay. Well, we'll whatever. We'll add this to our list of movies to watch, and I think we should watch them in order. But I've watched, number 1, number 2. I watched one of the ones with Pratt, and that's like maybe the 4 I have. To be completely honest, dinosaurs scare the snot out of me. Oh. I don't like dinosaurs, and I don't like zombies. And I'll watch movies with them in it, but what I don't like about them is like the constant hunt of these movies where you're constantly being hunted. You're constantly have to be like, you can't go anywhere or do anything because you're constantly being hunted. And that's why dinosaurs just scare me in this vein.
Right. Dinosaurs and zombies. Neither of those are real, by the way.
I know. Well, it's an irrational fear, obviously, Ryan. And oddly enough, so I have a gaming channel, Nerdboy Gaming 81, and the channel got most of its minimal success from me playing a game called Ark Survival Evolved, which was a dinosaur game. So, it is what it is. But dinosaurs, dinosaurs and zombies.
I'm going to rephrase. Zombies are not real.
Yeah, I was going to say, dinosaurs are totally real.
Are not real now. They were real.
Yeah, no, they're totally real. And they clearly can be cloned and brought back to life and be left on an island to kill people.
I didn't want a comment to pop up like dinosaurs were never real. Of course, they were real.
Yes,
they don't
were
exist
real.
now.
And zombies are not real yet.
That's true. That's true.
So both of my fears maybe aren't as irrational as you would think.
I would then fear zombies more than dinosaurs. I don't think dinosaurs are actually coming back, but you could look forward to zombies. So
they just spliced some genes of a dire wolf, man. They're working on it. For some reason, science hasn't. Apparently, scientists haven't watched this movie because we clearly know what happens in Jurassic when you bring back dinosaurs. They kill everything.
I'm going to just say this now, and I think this has been a meme. But technology is advancing, and we might get to the point someday where we can clone dinosaurs. And you know what the sad thing is? If they opened an actual Jurassic Park, people would go, despite there being now 7 movies that explain why this is a bad idea. We would go. You would go. I would go.
I promise you I would not go.
Well, you might not
go.
Not go. I would probably go. My kids would want to go. And, okay, let's do bad idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so what's your familiarity with the movies? I would assume pretty well, but
obviously, everybody on the planet has probably seen the first one.
If you haven't, you should. Yeah. It's a phenomenal movie. It was
a decent genre-defying. A decent sequel, I thought, with The Lost World. I know it gets a lot of flack. I think it's pretty good. It's not as good, obviously.
Is that the one that end with the girl doing a gymnastic twirl on the bar and kicking the raptor, or is that the third one?
I don't know what that one is. I don't know what
There's
you just described.
2 or 3. One of them, one of the little girl in the end of the second one is in the house, and she's a gymnast, and she does like a gymnastics twirl and then kicks the raptor off the ledge, and that's how they one of the ways they get away.
Maybe
it's in the second or third one. I will have shown a clip during this whole time, but yeah.
I'll maybe that is the second one. The second one, directed by Spielberg, I thought was pretty decent. Then the third one, not so good. Then these Jurassic World movies that started about 10 years ago. I thought the first one was okay. It had a lot of nostalgia. It was basically a retread of the first one.
I think I saw the first one. Which was the first one or the second? Which one had Chris Pratt in it? Was that both the first and second?
They all three of them do.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw one of them where he is talking to raptors.
He's in all of them. He's the main guy, along with Bryce Dallas Howard. And it's all these years later, and they're going to open the park. And I thought that first Jurassic World had like some good nostalgic moments. It's basically the same thing. You open the park and things go wrong. Then you had the sequel to that, Fallen Kingdom, which kind of dealt with this rich person who was going to buy the dinosaurs. It kind of all took place in this mansion where they were like hiding the dinosaurs and they tried to free them. And then at the end,
I saw that one.
Did they do free them? It was not great. And then you got into the third Jurassic World, which was Dominion, I think it was called, where now dinosaurs are running free all over the world, which is a great concept, I think, to have dinosaurs like in the United States and other countries running around. Like, what a crazy concept that is. And it was the one that brought back the original cast from the first one, and it was kind of underwhelming. It didn't really have a lot of suspense in it. Like, I felt like they kept progressively getting worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Jurassic that's the World, consensus.
Yeah, Jurassic World, a pretty good legacy sequel. It kind of came out as these legacy sequels were taking off. And then the second one, and then the third one, and now they seem to be rebooting the legacy sequel. Is that kind of what this is? I don't know.
I haven't watched any of the trailers. I don't know. I'll find out here in a few minutes, I guess. I can tell you this. I have watched a handful of these. I think that they've gotten progressively worse. And you may have been at Moore Park when we went there, but we went to school with Ariana Richards, who was the little girl in the first movie. And JD, my wife, was actually in a play that she wrote and directed and starred in, and I ran the sound designer. In fact, that's how very first time I ever met my wife was in a play that that Ariana wrote, and my wife doesn't remember that particular meeting. I remember it, but she doesn't remember it. But so we actually went to school with the little girl in the first one, so we have a little bit of a connection, I guess, to the movie. I don't know.
Well, that's cool.
That's my little inside thing. But with that, why don't we just jump in and watch this probably will be terrifying movie. Yep, it's exactly how you'd expect it to start. Dinosaurs. Oh boy. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, he's gonna eat him with his hand. Oh, so they're making a new, weirder dinosaur than the Indominus Rex.
We're headed to. 24 species have survived there alone.
The theme park owners did experimental work, leaving only the worst ones here.
Oh, smart. Let's go back to that island. See, this is why I hate dinosaurs. It's just run. Don't move. They can't see you.
Don't see that every day or ever.
Let's go.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Time to move.
We put ourselves in a place where we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
That's kind of our specialty.
She's scared. What is she scared of?
That.
Come on! Run!
And that.
We're not gonna let you get hurt, okay?
Then was a source. We found it? No, it found us.
Oh, jeez. nope. I'm good. Pass. I pass. That's already makes my palm sweat. I'm good. Oh my gosh. No. Nope. I'm good. I'm out. I pass. I'm a no-go on this one. Look, okay. I'll give you my little... I'm sure we're going to watch it when we watch everything.
I'm looking something up right now. Keep talking. Go ahead.
When we... The challenge I have with this is... So they're creating new dinosaurs, genetically modified dinos to make them even more angry and more aggressive. And why? Why would we do that? Did you guys not learn what happened in the 1993 movie? Did we not see the history of what? It's just, it's going to be an action-packed thriller. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of sitting at the edge of your seat, wondering what dinosaur is going to get you next. A lot of running, a lot of chasing. It's probably going to be that trope of just chase, run, scared, hide, chase, run, scared, hide.
Yeah.
I don't see any heart. There's not going to be any moments of like, oh, I'm so like, I just feel like it's going to be them running from dinosaurs from a long period of time until they decide to blow up the island or have to do something to end it all. And there's going to be even badder dinosaurs than bad dinosaurs. Like, I don't know. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I will watch this when it hits streaming, when we watch all of them and rate them. Mm-hmm. I no joke. I have reoccurring nightmares of being chased by dinosaurs. I will have a nightmare after watching this of being chased by a dinosaur.
Well, I'll look at this from a different angle here. And I'm gonna follow me on this because I'm gonna connect this to what we talked about a week ago or whatever when we watched this Superman, the original movie, and kind of had our conversations about it afterwards. We live in the age now where we have access to everything on the internet.
Yep.
Whether it be a social media or in this case watching it on YouTube. Everything is just out there for us to look at.
Yep.
And there is no sense anymore of suspense or awe. That trailer showed me exactly what we're going to see in the movie, which is fine. You
probably saw the main, at least 3 or 4 of the main chase scenes.
I'm not saying that you, in order to sell a movie, you've got to get people to come see it. So you want a trailer that's going to show them stuff. But I think when it comes to this Jurassic Park, we know more or less what the dinosaurs are going to look like. Like we know, right?
They reimagined them now by making them genetically modified. So instead of having a pterodactyl, you're going to have like a monster pterodactyl.
But who cares?
Yeah. Instead of having a T-Rex, you have the Indominus Rex. And instead of having Indominus Rex, you have the one that can move things with its mind Rex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but the Bulbous Rex or whatever.
Here's what I'm getting at. You, I'm assuming, you were roughly the same age. We were 10, 11 years old when Jurassic Park hits theaters in 1993. When you went to see that movie, when your parents or whoever took you to see that movie, did you know what the dinosaurs were going to look like? I didn't.
No. And it changed cinema, the way they did the animatronics, right? It wasn't green screen. It was very well done. It was actual built dinosaurs.
But what I'm getting at is you could do great things on a green screen, but they show you everything right there in the trailer.
Yeah, no,
when
I get what you're saying.
To watch Jurassic, I didn't know what the Tyrannosaurus Rex was going to look like. I didn't know what anything. We didn't, even if maybe they showed it in the trailer, which we did. I've been saying we should go back and maybe watch like retro trailers. Even if they did, you couldn't go on YouTube and look up the trailer like we're doing right now. You had to catch it. Right. You had to. If you happen to be watching television during the commercial of whatever you were watching, you caught it then. And so there's just no sense of suspense or awe or wonder anymore. Like, we're going to sit down and watch this new Jurassic World Rebirth, and we're just going to kind of be waiting. Oh, where's that part in the trailer? Oh, where's that part in the trailer? Oh, where's this? Whereas I remember that scene where they pull up in the Jeeps and they cut to that wide shot of the brontosauruses. I mean, that was magic right there.
Right. That was like
you
very
had
special.
Never seen anything like that before.
And honestly, even when you sat down, how much of a trailer would you have seen ahead of time? So actually, because we're here, I am going to share my screen again. We're going to have a double little feature here because, see, this is the power of the internet. Okay. Let's just go ahead and watch the original trailer. This is the trailer number 1 from Steven Spielberg's 1993 Jurassic Park.
And so, yeah, this might have played while you were going to watch another movie in the theater.
Very well could have played on a theater. Like,
There it is. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
The most phenomenal discovery of our time
How'd you do this?
becomes
yeah, you barely see the
greatest
dinosaur there, right?
adventure of
A little
all
bit there.
time.
You see some stuff there. Yeah, I mean, they got to show you something.
Universal Pictures presents
You feel that?
Hold on to your butts.
a Steven Spielberg film.
Fences are failing all over the park.
Yeah, that's nice. Gotta go.
An adventure
Yeah, I mean, they're showing you a little bit. So there we
Can't
get
get
kind of a
Jurassic
shot of
Park
the
back online.
Tyrannosaurus. Yeah.
65 million years in the making.
You see just flashes like you're.
Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
just
You
flashes.
know what I mean? Like you don't really, you know what you're getting into, but you don't. Compared to like what they just showed you, like, and because you couldn't go on the internet back then and look everything up, and this is where we talked about watching the Superman, how, oh God, that was kind of like doesn't like really hold up, but you got to put yourself in 1978 where you've never seen anything like this, and,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the awe of what it was just a different time, is what I'll say. It was a different time for movies.
For sure. And because technology has changed so much, they are pushing. There's not very many movies recently that really push the technology forward. Like Avatar, for instance, the motion capture on that pushed technology, pushed cinema forward. The original 1993 Jurassic Park, the animatronics pushed cinema forward. There's a lot of movies that have done that, but like we haven't had one of those, in my opinion, recently that has really pushed cinema forward.
And pushing cinema forward, I hear what you're saying, but just also, I could tell by that trailer that it might have some moments in it that are fun, but I can almost guarantee right now that if I were to watch that movie, I wouldn't be surprised by anything.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
I'm not saying it'll be a bad movie by any means. It might be okay.
There'll be the occasional jump scare or something you
Yeah.
weren't expecting. You probably
But
are gonna.
dude,
You've got an idea of what's gonna happen. They're gonna be chased by this monster, that monster, the next monster.
You watch that Jurassic Park trailer and then think back to when you were 10, 11, 12 years old
Yeah.
and what you felt in that theater. That
I
was
had
unlike
recurring
anything.
nightmares.
It was unlike anything you had ever seen. Like, that was a special movie.
Yeah, I had recurring nightmares for years.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, Mom, for taking me to that.
I remember, and this, some of our younger viewers
12
here,
years old when that came out.
back in the 90s, when a big movie came out, and any decade before that, you couldn't buy advance tickets. You had to go to the box office that morning and pick up your tickets. And then it wasn't assigned seating. You had to like wait in a line like that might form around the corner and then, go get your seat. And there were 3 movies in the 90s that I can distinctly remember having to wait in a line and just, we better get there early unless you want to sit in the back or maybe not sit together. Jurassic Park was one of them.
Yep.
The other 2 was Independence Day.
Yep, that was a great movie.
And then I know Joe is not the greatest fan of this, Titanic, which
Yes.
you can't deny it was a popular movie.
It was a phenomenal. I'm sorry, it's not a great movie. But we all knew what was going to happen. The boat was going to sink. There was no suspense.
You remember though the lines and everything.
Yes, of
it
course.
ties into what I'm
true,
saying.
True, and honestly, it might even be crazier. There was years before that where we would get in a car and you'd drive into a parking lot and you'd watch a big screen with a little speaker off of your car window that could barely work.
My God,
and
yes.
you would sit there and you would watch it at the drive-in, right?
I missed that.
The last movie I watched in CB Valley at the drive-in was The Lion King.
True Lies.
Yes,
True Lies.
Yes, I was going to say
it was
two
True Lies.
It was two movies, and it was like the last hurrah.
They always did.
They started with the kids movie first, and then the kids are all asleep, and then the adult movie.
Hey, we're only at 21 minutes. We might as well talk.
Go. You got plenty of time.
Drive-ins had this crazy concept that they would show two movies, which is probably a pretty good deal considering what our parents probably paid for them. Where they would show a more family-friendly movie like The Lion King. Yep. I remember this because a lot of in see me. I think that was the last hurrah. This must have been the last movie.
This was the big, this was going.
It was
they were
The Lion King
and shutting down the drive-through.
And True Lies. Now think about those movies. The Lion King, of course, most family-friendly movie. And then True Lies, this action comedy with sex and maybe nudity. I don't remember.
No, I don't think there was any nudity, but Jamie Lee Curtis did have a pretty nice striptease.
The striptease, yeah. But they would do that with the movies. And they would show this family-friendly movie, and then in the owners of the drive-thru's mind, they just thought, the kids will go to sleep, and we'll show them.
The kids are asleep, and then we'll.
Did you ever go to sleep?
Stuff.
I never went to sleep. No,
of course not.
I'd be sitting there with my pillow, I'd be like, "What the fuck?" is going
waiting
on
for
here?
the good movie.
What's this girl's taking off her clothes? Arnold Schwarzenegger, he just fucking snapped a guy's neck. Holy shit! We're like
True
10 watching this.
Yeah. It's great. You're talking about two totally different movies.
You don't matter what it was. They would always show either an animated or a PG family-friendly movie, and then they would show this heavily R-rated stuff. Now, mind you, directly after, there was no break. It would just kind of start up as put your kids to sleep. No, I'm not going to bed. I'm in a drive-thru, hopped up on soda and popcorn.
We've lost the magic of theater. I'm going to be completely honest. The magic of theater has been lost, and it's sad because, for instance, I'm going on Thursday to see Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake.
Yes.
I already have tickets. I know where I'm sitting, and I'm going to be able to have an adult beverage before I sit down in my chair and have another one while I'm there because I'm going to a normal adult theater, and so, my kid, we have a giant thing of popcorn. She'll be great. She'll love it. I will try to enjoy it. And then, but the feeling of seeing a movie, I haven't had that feeling of going to a movie and getting excited probably since maybe one of the Marvels. And I don't think I even saw Endgame in the theater. I saw one of them. I can't even remember which. Maybe it was Endgame that I saw in the theater. And my wife and I went together because we were like, this is going to be a big movie. We want to see it, But outside of that, how many times can you really think about that moment in the movies where you're just in awe, just blown away by what you're seeing on the screen and just being like, wow, this is better than anything we've seen before.
And I think it makes it even harder when you're doing a sequel. Now, this is the 7th sequel to Jurassic Park.
Yep. We
know more or less what the dinosaurs look like. We get it. And maybe they'll do something special with it. I don't know. Probably not, but maybe. But dude, I'm happy that you showed that first trailer. It's a perfect trailer. It shows just enough.
Yeah, just enough to make you want to.
We had never seen it before. Dude, I mean, just Joe and I know, we're in our 40s, and I'm sure a lot of you know, sitting in that theater, man, watching Jurassic Park, you were just blown away. Yeah. This movie's not going to blow us away.
You could almost feel the as a kid, I remember the boom and the little ripple in the water. You could, because of the bass in the theater, it was boom, and you're like, oh, okay, and then boom, and you're like, oh, this is crazy. It's just, and that's also, I give that as a testament to Steven Spielberg. I mean, he's a great filmmaker, knows how to create suspense. That's not going to be in this. The suspense will be there, and you saw the scene, and I'm pretty, that's Scarlett Johansson, right? That's in this. That was Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
So in the scene where they're collecting the DNA, and they're like, oh, we better hurry up. yeah, there's going to be moments of that kind of suspense where you're like, when's the thing going to show up that's going to create the next chase? I feel like it's going to be a cat and mouse type movie, right?
Yeah.
You're just constantly you're from it's going to be scene to scene of, okay, when's the next chase going to happen? Okay, there's the next chase. How are they going to get out of the next chase? Okay, they got out of it. How do we get to the next chase? Okay, here's the next chase. How do we get out of it? And it's just going to be, that's going to be the formula all the way through.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because it's the same. There's only so much you could do with dinosaurs. As I say, I felt like Dominion, which was the last one, had this opportunity to do something kind of different where dinosaurs are running through the world. But I don't know. It just kind of didn't deliver. I mean, there were some suspenseful moments, but overall,
I think at the end of the day, Jurassic Park has had its run.
I think so.
And might be time to hang it up. Like, I don't know. My opinion, unless they come up with something really good, but we've kind of been there, done that now a few times. And the story hasn't really progressed to like create any like care or love or heart into the movie.
And to your point, like, it's hard to take something that Steven Spielberg did and keep it going, because he is probably one of the best, right? I mean...
Yep, he's very special.
And he did the second one, which was not as good, but I felt was probably the second best Jurassic Park movie overall, in my opinion.
I mean, he did Hook. I mean, he makes great movies.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I know how much you love Hook.
Yeah. Hook was okay.
It wasn't Hook around the time of Jurassic Park?
It was Jurassic Park was his follow-up to Hook.
A couple
years later. But no, it was, I mean, I think that's all that. One final footnote here.
And I want to get your prediction too on whether you think it's going to be success, failure, where you think it's going to fall.
It's going to probably make some money.
I mean, it's not going to be a massive flop by any means, but it's not going to be like this. It's not going to be something that's going to make you go, man, we got to make 3 more of these.
I think the appeal of Scarlett Johansson too, coming out of the Marvel franchise. I mean, she's someone who can sell tickets. She looks very good in this movie. So that's a bonus.
She looks very good in pretty much everything she does, but anyway.
That's true.
I'm a fan of hers a little bit.
One final footnote here. There's a scene, the very first scene in Jurassic Park, where before we get into the main plot, there's that prelude scene where the raptor is in the cage and the team is opening the cage, and there's that guard who falls off and the raptor pulls him into the scene I'm talking about, the first opening scene of Jurassic Park, where that African American gentleman falls and then the guy's no, and he gets pulled into the thing. I don't know his name, but that is a stunt actor. He was a stunt person who kind of got to have a few lines there. In the 90s, my parents were in a bowling league at Harley's Bowl in Simi Valley, which I'm sure you remember. That stunt actor was on their bowling team.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
In like 94.
We have a lot of attachment to Jurassic Park, the very first one.
I don't remember his name. I'll have to look it up. I don't want to do it as we're recording. But, I remember having to go watch them on Saturday nights. Me and my sister would kind of hang out, and we would get free soda in the bar because they were part of the league. And this guy would sit there. Oh, this is the guy from Jurassic Park. And I recognized him because I was a fan of the movie. And he sat, in between one of the games, and I had a conversation with this guy. And he was telling me it took them 2 weeks to film a scene, to film that scene. And he was primarily a stunt actor, but Spielberg wanted to have him actually do the whole part, not just the stunts, the fall. He got to do the whole thing, and he never really got to act, and he was just telling me about it. I don't remember his name, but I remember as a kid getting to talk to that guy.
We'll try to find it, and I'll throw a picture right here of him.
Go ahead, but that was a cool thing.
That's awesome. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, with that, guys, Do you guys have any Jurassic Park stories you'd like to share? Leave them in the comments below. If you're new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to do. And of course, you can always head over to our Patreon where all of the movies that we watch are there right now. Most of them uploaded and ready to go, probably several months in advance to when they will actually start dropping here. As I said before on this channel, we're going to continue to do vintage movies. We're going to do deep dives into movies. We're going to watch series. We're going to be watching trailers. We're going to be doing a little bit of everything. We're going to be really focused on movies, vintage, not just vintage movies, but how movies have changed over the years, as a couple of vintage guys. And, I think that's what we're going to do. So my prediction for this is I'm not going to watch it until Ryan makes me for the series where we go through all the Jurassic Parks. So until next time, guys, have a great night. Cheers.
Cheers.